Welcome to the shop next door. My name is Buddy, and this is my brand new to me 1967 Ford Galaxie 500. Now, if you're expecting a will it run and drive 500 miles across the country, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's not what this video is. There's a million of those videos out there. This is just the beginning of a new project. See, I already know this car will run and yard drive because I'm the one who parked it in the spot a couple hours ago when the trailer dropped it off. I traded one of my F100s for it, and this car is pretty much rust free from what I can tell and complete. So the plan for today is fire this thing up again, pull it up in front of the shop, and go through it and see what we got. I already decoded the VIN and know a little bit about the car, so we'll talk about all that and see what we got here. Under the hood is a 390 big block. It's not original to the car though. So, you dragged your new project car home. What's the first thing you should do? First thing you should do is let it sit. You see, because if it's like most project cars, it's sat for a really long time. And if it's sat for a really long time, there's probably a bunch of animals and critters living inside there. Give them a few days to evict themselves and get out, okay? Then start digging in. So let's take a walk around the car. I know it's bright today. It's really bright and it's really windy. So hopefully this mic does its thing and cancels out the wind. We'll walk around this car, talk about the car, and then start at the trunk, interior, whatever, getting everything out of it because it's full of stuff like most of these types of cars are. And yeah, let's get rolling on this. So like I said, this is a 1967 Galaxie 500. And you don't see them restored too often, and I think the reason is they're a 1 year only body style. 66 was kind of similar-ish, but actually a completely different car, and 68's a way different car. So this is the only year of the Galaxie that looks like this. There are some reproduction parts, and thankfully, obviously, the drivetrain and suspension and stuff is similar enough to other years that stuff can be swapped over, or if need be, but stuff like soft parts in the interior, body panels and stuff are pretty difficult to get a hold of, but that's all right. I don't mind having a unique car. As if you are a subscriber to the channel, you already know that I work on this 72 Mustang, which is not the most popular year of Mustang. It was originally a 289 engine FX transmission car. This thing currently has a 390 and a C6 in it, and it's even a 67 390. I looked at the numbers on it, but it's not original for this vehicle. So it looks like this car was originally like a kind of a green color. You can see it a little bit right here. It's probably gonna get washed out in the sunlight. Kind of ugly green, like a tan color interior. It has all of the trim, as far as I can tell, around all the windshields, or all the glass. All the glass is in good shape. I don't see a chip or nothing in any of it. It's really nice. As far as I can tell, I don't have the emblems for the side, but we'll see. This car's real straight looking. Not very much body damage. It was originally a vinyl top car that's long gone. And I don't really see any rust up here. It's a little bumpy. It's going to take some body work to make it right again. But I think, when we'll go over that when I talk about the plans for this car. I'm doing a fake vinyl roof anyways. Tail lights are all there. I'm not sure what trim or something goes in these holes, or trunk lid. I don't know. Looks like the back bumper took a bump right here, and it kind of bent it out a little bit right here, but it's such a small thing that we may try to pull it out or something, but for what I'm doing, it's gonna be fine. It's got modern Mustang wheels on it. We'll get to that in a second. Looks like it was a driver's side only mirror car, which is kind of neat. I like that. It's got the vent windows that crank to open. The back windows go up and down. Now this wheel, let me get my shadow out the way. This wheel, as you see, is turned. The other wheel on the other side's turned just like barely. Both the wheels are towed out way far. Somebody converted the front of this thing to disc brakes. This was a 4-wheel drum, manual drum car. See, this wheel's basically straight. What they did was they put some modern spindles on it. Looks like it might be from a Crown Vic or something like that. They've got wheel speed sensors in them. I know they're from a modern car. And the mounting point for the tie rod ends is way not right for this vehicle. So the plan is to take whatever they have got monkeyed up on there off and put appropriate stuff on there. I've actually already got access to a 68 Galaxie's spindles and stuff. Should get it next weekend, I think. So we'll get that taken care of. Front of the car, front bumper's all smashed up. There's a guy local to me on Marketplace that has some parts, including a bumper. I'm gonna hit him up real soon and see if I can scoop up the front bumper. The grill is I got a little whammied right here, and the whole thing is tilted down. I think the bumper is pulling it down. Headlight bezels are there. All the letters on the hood are there. Car is complete as far as I can tell. So let's start by cleaning it out. The trunk is absolutely full of parts, and so I need to get all those out of there and see what I've got, what I don't have, and then we'll move on to the interior. That was loud. See, we're full of parts. Door panels, all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna set up set you up so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm gonna empty all this out and put it on the floor of the shop over there. All right, got all the parts out of the trunk. First of all, this trunk is bigger than me and my wife's first house. This thing is absolutely huge. I'm a big guy, and I could easily fit me in here, and the kids. The whole family could be in here. This is ridiculous. There was tons of stuff in the trunk, and honestly, I'm not quite sure where. There's a lot of trim. I don't know where it belongs on the car. Maybe I got to look at some pictures and see what they look like. But anyways, I'm gonna show you the haul from the trunk. So, start over here. We got some brake rotors for a Mustang 2 spindle. The guy before me said that he was going to attempt to correct the front brake issue by converting it to Mustang 2 stuff, but I'm not going to do that. So that's just extra parts. They're brand new. Air filter housing, fan. I'm not sure if that's factory. It looks like it came on this car. This is an AC car, so maybe then an extra fan on the front. I don't know. AC compressor looks original. The brackets, pulleys and stuff. Aftermarket flex fan. That's a good wall hanger. Nuts, bolts. Passenger side door panel. Probably gonna have to remake those somehow. Engine brackets probably for the AC. Looks like an EGR type of thing. Cappage here. Auto caddy. Extra lightning hoses. Bunch of car stereo stuff and like strobe lights maybe? I don't know. Junk. Extra slip yokes, probably because they were trying to find one to fit that C6 that they put in. Here's a transmission kickdown rod, also probably not installed, and tons of trim. Now, as far as I can tell, on the outside of the car, all the trim is there. There's a bunch of different packages that go down the side of the car, but I know at least all the stuff around the windows is there. Like this looks like rear window stuff. It's already there on the car, and it looks good. So maybe this is the original stuff to the car? Don't know. A bunch of this kind of stuff. This all looks like could be around windows. I am unsure where these big honking things go. I'm gonna have to do some digging around, some research to figure this out. But I got 3 pieces, 2 are opposites of each other, and 1 looks like a corner piece. That is more rear window. That's a side window. So I don't know, maybe all this is the old stuff that somebody's already replaced, because the stuff on the car looks good. All right, well, that's the trunk. I'm gonna go ahead and dig into the driver side of the car. Passenger door does not open, so that's also something I want to do today, is get the passenger door open. All right, the interior of this car is really rough. However, I think it is manageable. I think I'm going to be able to work with this. So I'm going to flip you guys around and show you what I'm working with. So it is a bench seat car. Roll down rear windows, roll down front windows. Everything is still there. Factory AC car. Carpet's gone. Door panels are real rough. This light colored white or beige or whatever this was is terrible anyways. We're going to go back with black in this car. I'm going to lean over to the passenger side and see if I can pull a rod or whatever to open up the passenger door, and then we'll start cleaning out this vehicle from the back to the front. Turns out the door handle works on the inside. You just got to pull it really hard. And I just made a discovery. Those pieces, the big chunky pieces, are these. So that's nice. That's good to know. All right, let's get to cleaning this thing out. All right, got the front cleaned out, minus some stuff that I'll just vacuum up. Wasn't a whole lot in the front, but maybe a few useful things. Got some ball joints here. I'll go ahead and run the numbers and see if they're actually for this car and not a Crown Vic or whatever. Got some brand new wiper blades. Got some gaskets here. Looks like they are valve cover gaskets. Don't know, it doesn't say on here if they're for this car. Some more kickdown linkage. Fan shroud, which is not on the vehicle. I don't know if maybe this car has overheating problems or what. It does have an aftermarket aluminum radiator in the car. We'll check underneath the hood, see what we got underneath there here in a second. Some window trim. And that was it. There actually was not a whole lot inside the car. What's this old helmet here? I don't know how old this is. Looks cool though. Obviously I'm not going to use this. This looks like a child size or something, but makes a good wall hanger, I think. Maybe do some pinstriping on it. I don't know. I'm going to put it up somewhere. Now, next step, now we've got everything cleaned out. Oh wait, there's one more thing. Found this cord. This is for a block heater. So I don't know. Previous owner maybe had a diesel or something. I don't know. All right, we got everything out. Now it's time to clean it, like vacuum it out, throw away all the trash that I found. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out and bring you guys back in afterwards. It looks like it may start raining, so might not be today. Maybe it'll be a different day. So yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so we got it all cleaned out. I vacuumed out the car. It's nice and clean. I got a bunch of old sound deadening out of there. I went through all the excess parts and discarded anything that doesn't belong to this car or that is junk or whatever. Most of it was. So now what do we do? Now is the time to decide how far you're going to take a car. Is it going to be a full frame off restoration? Is it going to be just get it running and go. This is going to be middle of the road. I do want to paint this car like with some white tractor paint. I want to be white, maybe a fake vinyl roof on it, and just get it up and running. And a nice sounding exhaust, good wheels, safe car to drive, and enjoy it from there. We'll see. A lot of it depends on the extent of repairs that the engine's going to need, because like we said, it's smoking pretty bad. So maybe it needs a new pistons, new rings, maybe the cylinder wall scored up. We don't know. Hopefully it's just valve seals. But for now, the next step of the project process, if it's not going to be a frame off, you need it to be a workable car. And by workable car, I mean you got to be able to do things like move it around easily, open all the doors easily, you know, general accessibility. So first step would be to get it to where it can roll. 3 out of the 4 tires on this car do not hold air. They once you fill them up, they're down in like an hour to being flat. And that's where having some good rollers comes in. I've got these 4 tires off of a 6-cylinder Mustang. It's actually off my daughter's Mustang I worked on the channel before. These were the original wheels. They should bolt up. The only thing I'm worried about is the offset for the front, but we'll go ahead and take the tires off. I already got the car jacked up, and we'll bolt on these and see if they actually go. As you can see, it already has modern Mustang wheels on it, so hopefully it should be about the same. And then we got some more roller wheels if I put some used tires on this. All right, so the wheels I have do bolt up. They are rubbing the control arm on the inside, the same as those wheels were. The problem is these are 16s and those are 17s, and these don't clear the brake caliper. It's locked up solid. So it is good to have rollers, but you need to have rollers that clear your brake caliper so the car can actually roll. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, this car has been very raggedly converted to disc brakes from, it looks like, a Crown Vic spindle. So that means that 15-inch wheels probably aren't going to fit on this thing too. So I actually have the disc brake kit, or the original disc brake setup, headed to me on the way today. So gonna have to wait to put good tires on this thing. All right, so put the old wheel back on. Got to move on from there. Going to take care of this later after I either change the front brakes, and then I should be able to mount those wheels on it. The back wheels should switch over just fine. This tire actually holds air, the other one doesn't. Anyways, this door doesn't open from the outside, and that would help if we could do that to easily get in and out. After messing around inside here, this door panel is already off, probably for this reason. The little rod that pushes, when you push on this button, it pushes a little flap, and then it pushes the rod. Well, the flap's like flipped around the wrong way. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that real quick. You guys are not gonna be able to follow along in the video because it's inside the door. I can't even see inside of it. So we'll mess with that and see if I can get this door opening, and then we will move on from there. So it's been, I don't know, 2 weeks, because that's real life. And you know, sometimes you got to stop what you're doing and then come back to it later. But as you see, I got this door open and closing. I got the linkage all flipped around inside the door the correct way. Also figured out that this door glass is not from this car. It was replaced because it is incorrect. Let me show you. Right now the window's all the way up, and there's a nice 1/4-inch gap right here, and it's not the rubber, it's because this goes straight. You see on the driver's side, it goes down a little bit right here, so the window can go all the way up. That window over there was replaced with probably like a 65, 66 Galaxie window. So I'm gonna have to find one of those too. Also, the car wouldn't start with the key inside the car, and it was real simple. It was just the neutral safety switch. On these cars, the neutral safety switch is right here on the base of the column, and there's supposed to be like a spring in there. I'm sure you can't see. There's supposed to be a spring in there that pulls the switch backwards and forwards when you pull the shifter. and the spring's gone, so it doesn't want to go all the way back to where it should be. But when you push it back, the car starts with the key. Another problem I found out is it doesn't want to stop starting. When you turn the key, it just keeps trying to crank over. That is the starter solenoid underneath the hood. And just now I've realized we haven't popped the hood on camera. So let me go ahead and show you what's underneath there. So under the hood, we got a 390. At least it appears to be a 390. It could be a 352 or whatever. It's a big block FE. I'm going to assume it's actually a 390. As far as I can tell from the, hit my head on the hood. As far as I can tell, it is a 67 motor. It's got 67 part numbers on it. I think it is correct for the car. Everything is kind of bolted in right, but I went in and snagged a battery for it, a used one. It's good. And this starter solenoid is like cheap aftermarket deal. It's not like a real Ford type of deal. Gonna replace this. There's a bunch of stuff we got to address in here. We'll get to that after we get the car rolling around. Somebody spray painted our master cylinder blue. So as you can see, I already have Magnum 500 wheels on the front on this side. So like I said at the beginning, somebody had already did a disc brake conversion on this. I think that the spindles came from like a Mustang or something. They weren't right, and you couldn't adjust the tie rod end lengths long enough to get them right, and it just was all cobbled together. I was able to source an entire front disc brake system, power disc brake system, from a 68 Galaxie already. I've already got this side changed out. I got the spindle, the rotors, everything. I'm gonna have to get new calipers. I wouldn't run the calipers that I got anyways. They look original. And I gotta get some brake hoses and stuff. I just needed to get some tires on this car so it's not on 4 flats. Unfortunately, Galaxies are full-size cars, so they got big honking calipers on them, and they never came with these Magnum 500 wheels from the factory like Mustangs and stuff did. So these wheels actually don't fit right. The caliper hits the wheel. There's like a lip. This lip right here is mimicked on the inside of the wheel, and so it actually hits the edge of that lip on the inside. For now, I've got some 1/4-inch spacers on there, but it doesn't leave very much room for thread engagement for the lug nuts, so I'm not going to run those, and it doesn't allow the wheel to be hub centric. So I'm going to buy some different wheels. You'll have to wait for a future episode to see what those are, but for now the car is going to be on the Mach 1 wheels and tires. So today I'm going to go ahead and get the other side switched out and show you how I do that, and hopefully get all 4 wheels on the car so it can be look like not a broke down car in my driveway. So here are all the parts for the brakes on the other side. Got the spindle, dust shield, rotor, caliper bracket, my bearings and stuff. Now later on, I am going to put new calipers, new pads, new rotors, and new bearings, new seal, everything on the front of this car before I actually take it anywhere for real down the road. I had to blow all this stuff apart. It all came together as an assembly. I went in and took it all apart, cleaned it up in the parts washer, and just to make it a little bit more pleasant to work with. And so yeah, all this is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and tear into the car and get the old spindle off of it. So here's the brakes that are on the car. If anybody recognizes these, let me know. They got to be from either a Mustang or a Crown Vic, I assume, but I'm going to go ahead and tear this stuff off of here and bring you guys back in when we're going to go ahead and change out this upper ball joint. I don't know if you remember, but when we cleaned out the trunk of the car, there were 2 brand new ball joints, and they were upper ball joints for this. So might as well, while we're right here digging in, go ahead and replace them. Alright, got that old spindle off of here. I'm pretty sure this bottom ball joint's already been replaced. I don't think these Allen head bolts are factory on this thing. And the boot looks really good. It needs to be greased for sure, but this top one is clearly original. So some ball joints have rivets holding them in. This one's got one bolt on the back for a bump stop that's supposed to be underneath there. It's completely gone, rotted away. But there's 2 rivets. So what we gotta do is drill these rivets out or grind them out or whatever. There's a little retainer ring underneath somewhere, maybe if it's still there. Pop that out and then pop it out of here. It can be a little bit of a fight sometimes to take those out, but that's what I'm going to do now. The new ball joint just has 3 holes and comes with bolts with lock nuts, and you just put it in there with the bolts instead of rivets. So I'm going to go ahead and get working on that. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel this rust off of this brand new ball joint real quick, and then get to getting this ball joint out and the spindle on. So when you get one of these ball joints, you're going to get a grease fitting to screw up into the top of it. Pro tip, make sure that when you are done screwing it in, it is facing a direction that's not directly at the wheel. Make sure it's pointing away from the wheel. That way you can actually put a grease fitting on there. So just takes 2 seconds to think things through sometimes. It'll make your life just a little bit easier in the future. So take your boot off. Drop it into place, put your boot up into place. So I got my fitting facing forwards, not towards where the tire is going to be, so I can actually put a grease fitting on there. And bolt it on. This thing's 100% gonna need new tie rod ends. They're as floppy as it gets, man. I don't know if somebody was actually driving it around with those brakes that were on there, but it definitely couldn't have been good for it. Go ahead and throw some new cotter pins in there. And by new, I mean ones that I found that were better than the ones that I had. There's a lot of old guy debate on the internet about the right way to bend over the tabs or bend over the ends of a cotter pin. But controversial take here. As long as they're bent over, you're fine. That just means that they can't fall out. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna bend one of mine sideways and one of them back directly over the top. Seems like a good way to do it. All right, got the spindle on there. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the rotor ready to slide on. Gonna go ahead and machine it real quick. The bearing back in. I am going to go ahead and grease this up like normal. Everybody's dad or grandpa or whatever showed them the right way to load grease up into a wheel bearing. I'm just going to do it the way that my dad taught me when I was a kid. These are the same bearings that were in these rotors. I'm even popping the same seals back in. All this is going to get replaced before this car ever drives down the road. This is purely for riding around the yard, to move it around, move it in and out of the shop while I'm getting the drivetrain and collecting parts and stuff to replace with actual good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this rotor on there and bolt up the caliper and all that. And all right, gonna go ahead and bolt our caliper bracket on. Wanted to show you these caliper bracket bolts. See how they got these little holes in them? That's because Ford had safety wire wrapped around these so they don't come out, instead of having like Loctite on there to hold the bolt in like you would have on a modern car. It had a physical lock on there with safety wire. Pretty neat. All right, got the brakes on there. The brake hoses do not work with those calipers, so it's not going to have any front brakes right now. It's just, all this is just placeholder kind of stuff. What I'm going to do now is fix the toe, because both the front wheels are towed in a little bit. It's going to be a fight underneath the car to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I'm going to get the wheels off the Mach 1, put it on the Galaxie, and bring you guys back in to see the final result and talk about the future of this car. All right, so I've made a decision about these brakes before I finish bolting on the wheels and tires. I went in and got the toe straightened out. I just ran the link all the way in on both sides, and it seems to have fixed it. I'll fine tune it with the actual measurement tool later on in the build or whatever. I went in and cut the brake hose off because the brake hoses don't go to these calipers and they're way too long and not the right shape and all that. However, this top fitting is absolutely mangled, so I went in and decided to just cut the metal line and fold it over so the fluid doesn't drip out of there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. That side's already crazy mangled from where they bent the metal line all up and it's touching the exhaust manifolds, and I'm just going to make 2 lines for the front. I'm going to have to change out the proportioning valve right there anyways for a disc brake one. So I'm probably going to have to make all new lines on this vehicle anyways. This line for this side is only like 8 inches long. And really this line going to the other side isn't very long either. It just runs underneath the engine. Not a big deal. So we're going to be running with only rear brakes for now. Hopefully those actually work. I am debating on whether or not I'm going to pull the drum off right now before I bolt the wheels on. But I'm going to go ahead and cut that brake hose off the other side and get these wheels and tires on. Hopefully hopefully these wheels slide over these drums that are on the back of this thing. See this hose here, this line is actually for air shocks. Very cool. Maybe we'll see if those things will actually hold air after we put these wheels on here. Oh yeah, they fit. Just barely, but they fit. That's good. Neither one of these tires, none of these tires have been filled up since, I don't know, 2013, 2014, I put air in them. They all got like 10, 15 pounds. And when you put air in them, they show you their cracks. They're the dry rot. Oh yeah. Much better. Much more mobile too than 3 flat tires. The Magnums really look good on it. I don't think I need to test out the air shocks because clearly they are pumped up right now because this thing has a rake. Looks good. Looks really good. I think we'll go ahead and get it fired up, pull it down into the field, and take some beauty shots of this thing. Kind of the real before pictures, you know, like this is our starting point. That's the whole point of this video, getting to a starting point on a project. Then we'll talk about the goals of this car and what we're going to do with it. This hood does not line up right. One of the hinges is messed up. Maybe both, but definitely that one. Just going to hook up the battery and see if it'll bust off by itself. Whew. No, it wants to crank. I'm going to go ahead and put a starter solenoid in this before I even continue because we do not need that to happen. All right, losing daylight. Went and got the starter solenoid switched out. Got everything hooked up the way it should be, at least I think. Pretty sure. For some reason they have the electronic choke wired up to the starter side of the solenoid. That's not correct. It just needs to be on a switch 12 volts or on the alternator. But for now, I'm just going to leave it how it was because I know the car starts and runs. I'm going to touch this negative cable and see what the car does. Nothing. All right, good. All right. I should probably dump just a little bit of fuel in there. And let's just see if it'll start. Alright, here she is out in the yard. It's dark, you can't see anything. But that's just how it goes. I gotta work tomorrow, so there's not going to be any daytime shots of this car this week, so this is what you get. Magnums look really good on there. They're not going to be the permanent wheel, but it'll look good sitting in the driveway till then. The back brakes are just barely hanging on to stop this thing. It was getting a little sketched for a second there, but that's all right. This is a good start. Good start to a project car. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing back up into the yard. I've got a few pics for the social media and for the thumbnail. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and see if I can get it up into the in front of the garage without ramming into the Mach 1 or one of the other cars. Running all right considering just how badly it's smoking, but nice and loud. Exhaust is definitely on the list for one of the first things we got to do. So I'll get ready to throw it in park here. I'm just easing it up. All right, so that's going to be it on the introductory video for this 1967 Galaxie 500, my newest project car. This is going to be a realistic project. It's not going to be some overnight, we get it running and drive 1,000 miles. It's already been 2 weeks, so way past that deadline. And it's not going to be a frame off, nut and bolt restoration where everything gets done exactly the way it should be. I'm gonna get this thing on the road and drive it and enjoy it, and that's the whole point, and try to make it look all right too. It won't be the fastest thing on the road, it won't be the slowest thing. Now we gotta decide where we're gonna go from here. I think the end goal for this car is going to be a white tractor paint job with a false vinyl top, like people do them with like bed liners type materials and stuff. You just paint it on, it looks like a vinyl top. Redo the interior. I've looked around and found they have carpet, headliners, seat covers for this year model car. I need to make a list of all the hard to find parts that are expensive that would be cheaper just to find, like this front bumper that's all bent up, the grill's a little messed up. I'm gonna hunt some of those down, see if I can get them for cheap. So now we need to make a list of stuff we need from like Rock Auto, stuff that we need from places like, you know, Classic Car, places, Classic Industries, or whoever's making parts for this thing. And we need to make a list of parts that are hard to get, like this bumper, or expensive to get, that maybe aren't reproduced, and then go from there. I'm gonna make a goal. I think I want to take this car on Poverty Tour 2027. If you don't know what that is, check out Pole Barn Garage's channel and his associated group of YouTubers that hang out with him. They got a thing. It's just like Hot Rod Power Tour, except for it's in the Midwest. They actually go cool places. And honestly, this type of car, it's exactly the type of car that would be on Poverty Tour. Just watch some of the videos and you'll understand. If you're for some reason subscribe to me and not subscribe to Pole Barn Garage or Atomic Era Garage or any of those guys, you should just go follow them right now. Go subscribe to those guys. We're off to a good start. We got a rolling car. We got a car that will start with the key. Still having a little bit of problems shutting off with the key. It shuts off everything else, but not the engine. I think is in the lock cylinder itself inside the car, or the ignition cylinder. But that's okay. We got a long ways to go anyways. So yeah, that's it for this episode of The Shop Next Door. Thank you guys for watching. Next time you see this car, we're probably going to be wrapping up the brakes and getting front brake lines made. We might start digging into why this thing is smoking so bad. The longer it runs, the worse it smokes, so that's not a good sign. But let's hope we don't end up having to tear the motor out of this thing and put new rings in it. But I appreciate everybody for watching, and I will catch you next time. See ya.